What's up, guys? So I got a lot of stuff today, more than I can like physically just hold up and show you. But yeah, got everything already open. So let's just get into it. So got a new, freshly released album today from Sparta, and that is Cut a Silhouette. I really like the art and packaging. You know, as usual with this new stuff, I've only listened to the singles a handful of times, but this seems like a pretty strong album. I gotta admit, I wasn't too big into Sparta's most recent album, probably my least favorite of theirs in a long time. Just look at that cover, so cool. But yeah, it seems like Sparta's making a pretty strong comeback. I know a lot of people didn't like the album before. The album before this one, Trust the River, which was definitely a different Sparta album. I enjoyed that one, though. In general, Sparta's a band that's pretty near and dear to me. I'm glad they have lyrics this time, because I remember I really didn't like the insert for their last album either. It basically had like a, not even really art, just, I think it said like El Paso Forever for some reason on one side, and then just had the credits on the other side. It seemed kind of a underwhelming package altogether, but yeah, it seems like Sparta's made a strong comeback, so really looking forward to giving this a listen. So, the rest of this video, some of you locals may know about Nelson. He plays drums in Tiralira and Garden Dweller. And as far as like people like in the music scene, as far as I know, he's like the closest person that lives to me, about a mile away from me. But either way, he had a big box of cassettes that he was giving away, so he messaged me about it, so I went by and picked it up. Gotta admit, there was a handful of these that I've never heard of. Maybe that's something that I should be embarrassed about. You can let me know. Maybe I know their songs, just don't recognize the band that's connected to them. But yeah, let's get into it. I've pre-sorted everything, so this first group I'm grabbing is just kind of a group of odd things that there's only one for each band from. So we got, I'm not going to go through everything individually. I'm not going to go through all the titles. Most of these are like bootleg live shows. There's a few demos in here, so I mean, most of it's just like you know, the date of the show, maybe the venue, the city, etc. Not very interesting names. Not much going on as far as like artwork either. Most of them is just like a printed track list or, you know, the title and that type of stuff. But so mainly I'm just going to kind of go through the bands and, you know, my thoughts on them if I'm familiar with them. So got a Pig Face live set. So there's two industrial bands, Pig Face and Pig, that always get mixed up. I know one of them's played at the Handlebar a few times. I can't remember which one's which, though. But next, Silverchair. I do enjoy Silverchair. Sister Machine Gun, I've never heard of them, so let me know if I should be embarrassed. And got an LAPD demo, which once again, never heard of. Let me know if I should be embarrassed about that. Next, we have a couple Pop Will Eat Itself, which I've never heard of. Gives me kind of compilation name vibes, but I might be wrong about that. It's probably actually the band name. Next up, got a couple Filter tapes. I do enjoy Filter. Always found them kind of a comforting band to me for some reason. Like, I don't know, like their lyrics are like so cheesy, and yet like something about like, you know, just kind of puts me in the mood to like not overthink things, you know, because normally I do kind of take more deeper dives into like what I'm listening to, but like Filter, it's just kind of, you know, turn your brain off, enjoy the music. It's comforting for me, you know. Next up, Prick. I feel like I may have seen them in their names in like some industrial list or something like that. A lot of these are kind of industrial-ish, at least, but I'm not certain that I'm familiar with them. Next, we got a few Deftones tapes. Getting into some stuff that there was a lot, like these last three take up probably about half of the box that I was given. We got a bunch of Korn, who I don't, okay, no. Sorry, some of these I had to split into 2 sections because they got big, so I thought the one next to it was Korn too. Yeah, I don't have anything from Korn, but they're one of those bands like, you know, I was eventually going to get something from Rage Against the Machine, just like Korn. I don't have anything from them yet, but I was probably going to eventually get something from them. Alright, now we're getting to the big stuff that I had to split into 2 stacks. So, got a lot of 9 Inch Nails, one of my favorite bands. Always do mention that I have like a big 4. 9 Inch Nails is about number 3 or 4 within my big 4. And then probably about a quarter of the box was some Marilyn Manson, who I also enjoy not a lot, despite all the questionable things surrounding him. Whoa! Just dropped it, but the worst of it is kind of a thing that, like, there's no definitive proof one way or another whether he did or did not do the things he was accused of. So, one of those things we'll probably really never know for sure, but I do enjoy Marilyn Manson's music regardless. So yeah, that's all the music that I got for today. I was expecting something else today, but it's taken a very strange path. You know how USPS can be sometimes. I live in Alabama. Shipping from Alabama is in usually the last city it gets to before it comes to my city. Now all of a sudden it's in Virginia, so that's nice. I was planning on going to a show tonight, but it got canceled, so I don't really have any plans tonight worth mentioning. But hopefully make Pensa Pride next week, I think it was. That's going to be a cool show, and there's other cool shows coming up. I think there's one the weekend after that, the Handlebar. I'm hoping to make it too. And I know there's one on July 4th at Alabama Music Box I'm going to go to too. So that's all I can really think of that is particularly pressing. So yeah, keep an eye out for that kind of footage, and yeah, I'll see y'all for the next one.